So once again, Firebird fans, we welcome you to the Nest in Stanhope, North Carolina, home of the Firebirds. Here pregame, we're going to go over a few of the stats for the first couple of games of the season. Overall offense so far this season in 2 games, Southern has amassed 108 yards per game for a total of 216 in passing. Rushing yards, that's 365 yards per game. For a nice total of 730. That's a total of 16 touchdowns, 12 rushing, 4 passing. Excuse me. Yes, 4 passing, 12 rushing. That's 1,191 total yards, with also 596 all-purpose per game added in. Had a total of 18 touchdowns, 72 tackles, 8 sacks, and 4 interceptions. Kickoff returns have been a big part of our offense and our scoring drives this year. We've had a kickoffs return with a total of 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. So far, Matt Foster, the quarterback, has a QB rating in the first 2 games of 145.8, according to Max Preps. He's 11 for 14 with 276 yards, averaging just over 25 yards per throw. He's had 4 touchdowns with 1 interception. He's had, rushing-wise, Matt's been successful as well. He's had 15 carries for 200 yards. He's averaging just over 13 yards per carry, and he's had 2 rushing touchdowns to give him a total, 6 touchdowns for the season. Lead running back, Quentin Cooley, has carried the ball 22 times for 235 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's also had 3 catches for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging nearly 29 yards per catch. He's also had 2 kickoff returns with 1 touchdown, totaling 116 yards, and 2 punt returns totaling 116 yards. So overall, he has contributed to 8 touchdowns for the season. Jackson Vick has had 13 carries for 165 yards, averaging just under 13 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. And Zach Jones, senior, has 7 carries for 87 yards, averaging just over 12 yards a carry and 1 touchdown. On the receiving end, Isaiah Walker-Warren has 2 catches for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. Needless to say, his success rate is 100%. He's averaging 64 yards a catch. Isaiah Walker-Warren has also had 3 kickoff returns for a total of 105 yards, 1 for a touchdown, and 2 punt returns. On defense, he's had 5 tackles with 2 assists, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. Also leading on the defense, senior Jason Bland, number 14, has 4 tackles with 5 assists and a sack. Junior Terrence Raspberry has 4 tackles with 6 assists and a sack. And senior Darius Edmondson has 3 tackles, 3 assists, and 1 sack. So that's round out the top performers for the Firebirds, as we now get prepared for the national anthem as the Firebird marching band enters the field. And as the marching Firebirds are heading onto the field, I'd like to remind you that tonight we are sponsored by Oldham Motors in Pilot, North Carolina. Come by for a test drive, and I'll be sharing some more information about Oldham Motors with you throughout the cast. I'm joined by my partner here, Nick Lamb, who's going to help me with the commentary. And staff that is moving around the field. I'll introduce you to everybody later tonight.
If you would, please.
In the meantime, we're going to stop now. We're going to rise and honor our flag and our country with the national anthem.
And he got a flag. also like to recognize members of the Southern Nash Air Force Junior ROTC that were involved with the
team captains will be approaching the field for the kickoff. So, Nick, the Firebirds have been pretty impressive so far this year. So the Firebirds have been pretty impressive so far this year, Nick.
So far, yes, sir. Especially last week, they only allowed 3 first downs the entire game against the Bulldogs.
3 first downs. Wow. So we'll kind of go with some of our award winners for the past couple of weeks. So in week 1, we had the last week we had the Bottoms Insurance Protector of the Day of the game, which was awarded to Luke Watson, not Kevin Watson, but Luke Watson, big mossy oak. And the Defensive Player of the Game, which was called the Knock 'em on their Bottom Award, was given to Dalen Whitley for his big sack there in the first half that took Nash Central for a big loss and resulted in a fumbled 4th down punt attempt and an eventual Southern Nash score. Tonight, with our sponsor Oldham Motors, we're going to get a little creative with our awards tonight. So we're going to have the test drive of the game, which will be the drive of the game, which we'll give to the offensive play of the game. And then we're going to have, of course, if you ever been about Oldham Motors, they have a great selection of used vehicles, and you're always going to see, if you're in Pilot, you're going to see a big truck. So we're going to give the Big Truck Award for the biggest hit of the game. So the bone-crushing, knock the spit out of your teeth, big hit of the game. We'll call that the Big Truck Defensive Play of the Game Award. What do you think, Nick? That work for you?
It works for me.
So Quentin, Cooley kind of dominated game 1, but I can tell you that Isaiah Walker-Warren and Matt Foster and, of course, Jackson Vick jumped in on the action last week. They're trying to stake their claim on getting some notoriety here, and I have a feeling that one of those gentlemen is going to step up tonight and make their presence known. So now we're going to head out to the coin toss. Then we're going to head out to the coin toss. As you see, the captains, Matt Foster, number 2, the quarterback, running back Quentin Cooley, the senior. Senior running back Zach Jones, number 5. And big Zach Baker, the senior, number 75. And at this time right now, as I mentioned earlier, I was going to introduce you to some of our staff that's helping each week. I've already mentioned my partner, Nick Lamb, here in the booth announcing with me. Also on cameras, we have Rodney O'Neill, as well as Mason Cone, who, yes, that's my son, so I'm going to be a little biased there. It's his first night shooting cameras. He's helping us. But also here in the booth running the whole show is the man from the Southern Nash News, my little brother, who's not that little, but he's my little brother, Mark Cone. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great. Hey, everybody, welcome out to another great night of Southern Nash football on the Southern Nash News. You're watching us tonight on a whole different cast that we're doing. We should be on about 6 channels tonight. We'll be on 10 by the J.H. Rose game. But what I wanted to tell everybody, there should be in the bottom of your screen tonight a donate button. If you donate tonight, 100% of whatever anyone donates tonight is going to go towards the Hurricane Dorian relief once the storm passes and we see where the need is. If the athletic department from Southern Nash goes down and helps like they did last year, we'll send it with them. If not, we'll get it over to the Red Cross. But we want to make sure that everybody knows that if you're looking for somewhere to donate, you can donate tonight right online, and all of that will go to the Dorian relief effort. And hopefully we don't get too much of that here. It's a beautiful night tonight in Firebird Stadium. If you're not here already, you really should be here.
Absolutely. Like I said, Wednesday night lights is always a great night for football, no matter what night of the week. So we'll see how the Firebirds do, as well as the Wildcats from Bunn with their short turnaround after both of them played Friday night. Bunn did suffer a loss to Southern Nash Conference rival Franklinton, and of course Southern Nash had the victory Friday night over cross-county rival Nash Central. Thursday night. So as the captains make their way to center field for the coin toss, we'll wait here for the introductions and the coin flip.
Okay, guys, couple things. Brian and James, good opportunity, good time to help. Stop on the whistle. Okay, hear the whistle, the ball is dead. Remember three things: workmanship, and more skill. What? You guys are the visitors, we'll let you call. That is tail, that is head. Head, tail. What is your first? Head. Head. And it is head. If you want to receive, you guys are kicking, you want to kick from the top. So that way, I know it was hands we did.
The Wildcats have won the toss and elected to receive.
Selected to receive the opening kickoff. This will be the first time this season that Southern Nash has kicked first and started on defense. So what do you think, Nick? You think this defense is prepared for tonight after a short turnaround?
I hope so. We're going to have to see the short week and having to come out here and perform. It'll be nice, and of course, Foster would like to have the strong start on defense instead of the offense.
Bunn, they've never been in our conference. They are a smaller school, but they are actually the closest school to Southern Nash, as they're only a very few miles away, just inside Franklin County. But it's always been a nice rivalry, and not only in football, in basketball, baseball, as well as softball and volleyball. The Firebirds come to the field as Metallica plays Sandman in their traditional entrance. As the smoke blows, they enter the field. And Evan Barnes will lead the kickoff team, special teams, out to perform the opening kickoff here. So as always, the Southern Nash stands are starting to fill up here, as they always do. I was having a discussion with somebody earlier today, Nick, about Southern Nash and their following. He was actually one of the Booster Club members from Nash Central. He was making the comment that Southern Nash is always their biggest game, and they put all their food on the visitor side in the concession stand because that's where everybody's at. And we do, obviously, the Southern Nash faithful.
That's a big ass ball.
Is it? Well, I think Isaiah Walker-Warren is pretty pumped up. I don't know what he knows about some heavy metal music, but I think he's ready to go. And we are off. They're trying to decide who's going to take that ball. Not a bad return, back up to the 40-yard line of Bunn, and they'll take over almost at midfield there. 1st and 10 from their own 40.
Their own 40-yard line, where they will take over 1st and 10.
So as I mentioned earlier, Bunn has yet to win a game this season. They're 0-2 to start off with. They've managed to amass 117 receiving yards in their 2 games, as well as 489 rushing yards total in their 2 games. And they've only scored 5 touchdowns in the 2 games. They do have a little bit of passing attack behind their quarterback, and who rolls out immediately to pass and completes a pass, which is going to get out to the 46, 47-yard line.
To number 22, Jalen Carey. He's going to take it out to the Wildcat 47-yard line. Be a gain of about 6. We'll call it 7. Bring it up 2nd down and 3.
So far, Collier from the Bunn Wildcats, their quarterback, he's 9 for 23 so far this season. He's actually thrown for 91 yards, and he started off on the right foot tonight. We'll see if Southern Nash's defense can answer. There's a handoff up the middle. Looks like he may have enough for the first down. We'll see where the yes, with the spot, he will have the first down. So that'll move the Wildcats into Firebird territory as they move the chains to take over 1st and 10 on the Southern Nash, we'll call it the 47 and a foot line. So another handoff up the middle, right into the middle of that great big defensive line.
He's going to take it up near the Firebird 44-yard line. Be a gain of about 3 on the play. Bring it 2nd down.
Who did you pick up on that tackle there, Nick?
I couldn't see. I think it was Zach Baker, number 75. Baker's coming right on, I think, number 78.
He's actually pretty big. He's 52 pounds. He's pretty much not the one you want to run into. Bring up 2nd and about 7. Bunn on the sweep. Nice coverage there. I see Isaiah Walker-Warren in on that tackle, as well as Xavier Burgess and Chasen Royal. So after a short game, that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. On the Firebird, just inside the Firebird 43-yard line. Will drop back to pass. He's scrambling, a little trouble. He's been a little pressure, and he's sacked for a big loss. A loss of about, looks like about 10 or 15 yards. So that's going to bring up 4th down and long.
I think that was Devontae Emerson, who was there first.
Devontae Edmondson, the senior. So Bunn will be punting. The punt's away. Quentin Cooley's back deep. He's going to make a few cuts. He's going to run into the middle of the field and run into some Wildcat coverage there. He'll get out to about the 43-yard line of Southern Nash, where that's where Southern Nash will take over on their first offensive possession of the evening. 1st and 10 for the Firebirds. Their own 43-yard line.
He said Emerson had got there first, but looked like Terrence Radberry had swooped in there to finish the play with him.
Oh, Terrence Radberry, the bare-handed catcher. kid.
Southern coming out for their first offensive drive of the game.
So this big mossy oak, Luke Watson takes his first snap of the game. Pass it off to Matt Foster, who will take off on a run up the middle. So for the previous two games, Matt was taking out the middle. That's the last team that bring up second and 4.
You're always going to wonder what kind of unique, fascinating plays that Coach Foster will put in the first 2 weeks so far this season.
So from the shotgun, Zach's going to keep it again. He's got a little room. He's going to have enough for the first down there. Nice run. Looks like a gain of about 14, 15 yards there.
About 14, 15.
And I'm sure you can hear in the background the infamous call of Scott Golly with the long time. He and I have been friends for a long time. We were actually college roommates. He tells you. Glenn's going to get the momentum back at the original line of scrimmage there. So with a quick offensive change there, it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. With 5 receivers out. Pick up about 7 on the line. So as the Firebirds have now moved into Bunn territory, that again will bring up 3rd and 4. So far it's kind of been Matt Foster, the quarterback, just kind of charging up the middle. It's kind of it might be the old sing them a lullaby and put them to sleep before they bring in the beast. Of course, there's so many offensive weapons for Southern. As there you see one with Jackson Vick. He's going to try to turn that corner. He's so quick.
Jackson Vick on the carry. He's going to be dropped for a loss on the play.
Can't quite make it to the corner. Give Bunn some credit, I guess, for doing their homework, watching some game films there on the short week. So it's going to bring up 4th down for the Firebirds. Who is it? If you've been to the Firebird games and listened to this live stream, you know that they don't punt.
I was about to say, you think they're going to punt here?
Timeout, Southern Nash. The first charge timeout.
So Southern Nash will burn their first time out of the half. As Coach Brian Foster goes on to discuss what exactly they're going to do. I'm pretty sure that whatever the discussion is, the word punt's not in it.
I would imagine it. Unless the word fake comes right before it.
Yeah. You know, last week against Nash Central at the end of the game, when it was pretty much out of hand, we actually did punt for the first time. So Evan Barnes has had his first punt for the season, and actually was a beaut. Evan's got a great leg. He's really a good kicker. As he does handle all the kicking duties, but the kickoffs, PATs, but tall, long leg. And we're going to drop back from shotgun into a pass play, and it's complete across the middle.
Foster pass is complete to Quinn Poole.
So it is going to be short downs.
Wildcats will take over 1st and 10.
As Brian Foster is not really happy about that pattern. The turn and throw kind of inside of the yard marker there. Really didn't give Quentin a chance. The pass was a little low there. Credit for catching it. So Bunn will take over. Kind of been back and forth, kind of a repeat of last week. You know, last week at the beginning of the game, Nash Central kind of held their own, and it was actually an interesting game there for about a quarter and a half. Run up the middle for Bunn. Just runs into a barrage of gray and red jerseys. play, bring up second, small 7 reel.
Like you were saying, it was such a slow start to the first quarter last week's game, but near the halfway through the second quarter is when about a score every 30 seconds almost.
Yeah, it went quick, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty much negate that 3-yard run they just had, moving back, bring up second down at 12. So, yeah, the way the Firebirds play is kind of like the commercial. I won't mention the commercials because they're not one of our sponsors. But, you know, with the old Aerosmith song, you don't want to close your eyes because you'll miss it. Bunn with another carry up the middle. So he'll cross the original line of scrimmage, but it's still going to bring up third and a long 7. Yeah, last week when they kind of took a while to get started, they let Nash Central kind of do a little more than Brian Foster was happy with. So if you recall that motivational speech that he gave him at halftime, second half was a total different game. I'm pretty sure he's working on his motivational speech as we're speaking. So the sweep from Bunn is not successful as he's thrown for a loss back about to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th and 10. So the Firebird defense holds strong on this possession. Bunn had some pretty good movement on the first drive. This time, a couple of plays, short gains, and then right back they go.
Not really the start Bunn was probably hoping to have on the road here.
So, hey, short weeks, it's tough for these kids to turn around and with a little bit of rest as Bunn gets the punt away. Nice punt over Quentin Cooley's head. It's going to go way back deep. It's actually going to go into the end zone. That was almost a fantastic punt. The Wildcat defender couldn't get back there to down it, but it was very close. That was a really great punt by the Wildcats.
And it had that bounce in the favor of Southern right into the end zone.
Yeah, it did that end over end. So this may be the one of the deepest starts that Southern's had this year, starting 1st and 10 from their own 20. So it'll be a handoff at the middle. Looks like that was given to Zach Jones on the carry. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Southern has still not quite got the Pistons firing. You know, last week it was Jackson Vick that kind of stepped up. Everybody, Central was kind of keying on Quentin Cooley. Jackson Vick stepped up, carried the workload. Here's Quentin. He's still on his feet. He's pushing defenders. He's going to make that's the biggest run of the game so far. Obviously enough for a first down. And so bring it out close to midfield to the Southern Nash 43-yard line. That was a gain of about 23.
Yep.
Am I right?
23. I mean, like you mentioned before in multiple games, once Quentin gets started, it's hard to slow him down.
That's the giant, the beast. I know you've heard me call Jackson Vick the beast. He's still up. He's going to break outside. He's got a lot of wide open field. Jackson Vick is going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Firebirds. Jackson Vick, the sophomore on the big carry, his 3rd touchdown of the year as he takes it in for the first score of the night. As Firebirds take over 6-0 with 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So there it is. The Aerosmith song had to be playing on somebody's TV. They'd close their eyes and they missed that one. You can't go to sleep on this team, folks. It happens quick. When they score, they score.
Nick with a 57-yard rushing touchdown there.
Evan Barnes with a kick. It's up, and it's good. So Southern Nash will take the early lead over the Bunn Wildcats 7-0 with just over 2.5 5 minutes left remaining in the first quarter. And you have to remember, too, Jackson is only a sophomore. He just celebrated his 15th birthday a couple of weeks ago. He's real young, but the talent and potential in this guy is pretty phenomenal. I've known Jackson. I actually coached Jackson when he was in some younger baseball teams. He's more of an athlete, and he got so much heart in him. I think more than his athletics.
15 and already has. Wasn't that much involved in the first hand of 3 touchdowns in the past.
And the right track, 15 and 1 off. I know he's had his first deep.
Also had an interception in last Thursday's game as well. Moving on to that resume.
So we'll go with the onside kick because the ball's still alive. Bunn falls on it, it squirts out, but they will recover.
The squid kick will be recovered by the Wildcats at their own 37-yard line, where they will take it for first and 10.
So as you see, evidence of Foster, a willingness to throw all kinds of different kickballs. A little short bloop kick. We'll do the squib kick. We'll do the onside kick.
We can do it all.
He'll keep you on your toes. So Bunn will take over first and 10 from their own 37-yard line. And the handoff up the middle. Not a bad gain on the play. Looks like a gain of about 4. It's going to bring up second down and 5, 6. They're going to spot the ball with a 5-yard gain.
Ran to a swarm of Firebirds there to take him down.
All right, so with second and 5, as Bunn approaches midfield, ball's handed off up the middle. Big gray red wall there. Might get 2 yards on that out to, they're going to spot it at the 44-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Again, just the swarm of the Firebirds. Defense is swarming and bringing them down.
That front line of the Firebirds, they're tough.
Hard to run against.
So Bunn will hand the ball off again on a little small sweep, but he is brought down short of the first down period. Just comes up just short. They're going to give him a spot. He is going to have the first. That's going to bring up 1st and 10 as the final seconds of the first quarter start to wind down. So Bunn is going to, not sure, maybe they're holding for the last play of the quarter as we approach 30 seconds. The snap and the shotgun. Going to be thrown for a loss in the backfield. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 12 as we tick down the final 20 seconds or so of the first quarter. And if you were with us last week, I'm sure you heard me accidentally call Luke Watson Kevin several times. That's his dad's name. Well, fortunately, the big man's up here, and I hope he's not here to correct me the old school way and take a few knocks on me, but Big Kev's joined us in the booth. Big Kev is a huge Firebird supporter. He's coached the Little Firebirds up through the years. Obviously, this team that you see playing tonight has a lot of success due to him and some of the other coaches that came through the early programs. But Big Kev's involved with the Middlesex Volunteer Fire Department. He wants to talk to everybody a little bit about what they got going on this weekend. So I'm going to turn the mic over to him and let him tell you a little bit about it. Go ahead, Kev.
All right. Thanks for having me, Brent. Yes, I'm a member of the Middlesex Volunteer Fire Department, and we're having our Fireman's Day this Saturday. Not this Saturday, it's the following Saturday on the 14th. And we're selling plates. We're selling barbecue plates and barbecue chicken plates. And we also have raffle where we're selling $100 tickets. We're selling 400 of them, and we're giving away $12,500 in prize money off of those tickets. And it's our big fundraiser that we have each year. We just recently purchased a fire truck it's new to us, but it would come from Zebulon, and part of the money that we raise will be to replenish the money that we paid for that truck, and also other expenses that we incur all throughout the year.
Kevin, I'm going to interrupt you right here for 1 second. It looks like there's a mishandled ball on the play, a fumble, and Southern is going to take over on the fumble. They recover. So Southern's going to take over 1st and 10, well in their own territory from the 32-yard line. So while they're changing positions, the 12,500 sounds really good for the raffle tickets, but my big question is, for the plates, are you cooking?
Yes, I will be involved in cooking.
But in that case, the chicken plates, that's worth more than the 12,500.
Well, we like to think we do a pretty good job of cooking the barbecue chickens each year. We haven't had any complaints lately, so.
Well, I can tell you I've enjoyed your cooking on more than one occasion. As Isaiah Walker breaks free, and he's tripped up. He's going to be brought down about the 2-yard line.
He's going to take it down to the Wildcat 5-yard line.
They're going to stop. They're going to put him down at the 5. I don't know about that spot. That spot was a little questionable there.
Yeah, it looked like he got down to about the 3 to me. I tell you, Isaiah Walker-Warren is an athlete.
Yes, he is. So, Kevin, the tickets that are for sale, is this from any of the firemen? Do you have them here? Or?
I have some tickets. If you need a ticket, please contact me. You can give me a call or come by and see me, or any other Middlesex fireman should have tickets. You can come by the fire department during the week. We have paid staff that works during the week. They have tickets available there. See any of the members, and if you want a ticket, we'll make sure you get a ticket.
Sounds good. And I know you're on Facebook. It's Kevin Watson on Facebook. I'm sure they can Facebook Messenger as well. If you'd like to purchase a ticket, you can't get a hold of anybody with the Middlesex Fire Department. You can contact the Southern Nash News in their office, and they will be glad to get you to the place to get a ticket. All right, bro.
Well, I appreciate it.
Well, man, I know you want to get back to that sideline. Kevin's been the sideline staple here for a while. Hey, if Luke acts up a little bit, I think he likes to give him the boot every once in a while, kind of get him straight. That's why I was a little concerned when he came up here after I was making mistakes last week. I don't want to get the Kevin Watson foot in the rear end.
Well, he's big as I am now. There ain't but so much I'm going to say to it. As a man told me one time, he's big enough to go bear hunting with a switch.
Uh-oh. Oh, my gosh. I don't want any parts of that. I don't want any parts of that. Did you lose it? So, sorry, got a little sidetracked there. The Firebirds did score. I'm sorry. Will you start talking about barbecue and food? Anybody that knows me, I'm not going to let it put your camera on me, but yeah, I get sidetracked now. We're thinking about food. So the Firebirds score again to take over the lead, to widen their lead to 14-0. Southern over the Wildcats. Southern Nash kicks off. Bunn does follow on the squib kick. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own. It's like about the 38-yard line, not quite to the 39-yard line. So once again, I do apologize for getting sidetracked. I love football, but you start talking about barbecue and chicken getting cooked on a big cooker over wood, yeah, I'm sidetracked. So once again, the Firebird defensive wall. Wow. Looks like they're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage. bring up second. Call it 9-10. So pass out in the flat, little screen pass. It's caught. Going to get close. Looks like he may have enough for the first down. We'll see where the spot goes. Based on the spot, that is going to be a Bunn first down. The Wildcats convert for the first down as they are on a yard shy of being in Southern Nash territory. So they'll have 1st and 10 from their own 49. So from the shotgun, that's a handoff. Off the left side, going to be stopped after gain of just a couple. Looks like it is going to bring up second and about, let's say 2nd and 7. Southern's had the Quentin had the nice run, and Jackson had the big explosive play in the score. Bunn is not. They had one drop where Southern had the turn clicking. It doesn't look bad. I mean, they're actually been having some success moving the football. Another run up the middle. That's going to get them out close to a first down. We'll see where the spot is. It's like a gain, maybe 7 or so of the play.
And also, like you said, offensively, they've already had 3 first down, which tied the same amount Nash Central had last week.
Yeah, they're. That's right. So it's going to be 3rd and a short 1. So I think Foster's really going to turn the defense on here, have to get a big stop. Big man Alan Langley in the middle stands over. And he is on the right side of that line. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. And it looks... No, he did hand off in the middle. And it looks like they are going to get enough on the short gain to get the first down. They only had 1 yard to go. So they'll convert again for another first down as they are now on the Southern Nash 40-yard line with just over 8 minutes to go in the half. So once again from the shotgun. Handoff up the middle on the right side. He's still on his feet. Good extra effort there. Some of the offensive linemen coming to give a little extra push. And he's going to come up short, going to bring up second down at 2. So once again, they're kind of chipping away, moving the ball. Southern's benefited from the couple of big plays and the turnover there. So I'm sure you can hear the cheers in the background of the defense to tighten up. So another run play up the middle where they are having some success. Looks like on the short gain it will be enough. They are going to signal the first down. So another first down on this drive. That's their 3rd first down of the drive. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Firebird 30.
Like you mentioned, the Maroons are just chipping away due to the displeasure of Coach Foster.
Yeah, the surprising part is that they're all up the middle. Everything's up the middle. So credit to the Bunn line for creating those holes on some really big boys. There's some grown youngins in the middle of that defensive line for Southern.
Basically challenging them.
So as they attempt the sweep, he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Let's see. That's going to be Jason Bland on that stop. He read that play really well, got in the backfield. Going to throw him for a loss. I believe that's their first offensive play of this drive that actually was thrown for a loss. So a little spark there from the defense to force 2nd and 12.
Timeout is called.
Timeout Bunn. Their first charge timeout of the half.
So that'll be Bunn's first timeout of the half. So with 5 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the half, once again your score, Southern Nash 14, Bunn 0. With Bunn moving the ball slowly but surely, kind of, as you said a while ago, Nick, kind of chipping away. A little ground and pound. So as we're waiting for the Bunn Wildcats to come back on and execute this offensive play, I'd like to remind you tonight's game is being brought to you by Oldham Motors from Pilot, North Carolina. They want you to come by and take a test drive, have a nice selection of used vehicles, some fairly new models, great selection there on the property. Great sales team. As that pass is thrown incomplete, bobbing around a little bit, threatening for an interception.
Third down at about 12.
So there is as I was saying, Oldham Motors is a nice selection of vehicles there on the property. Would love to have you come out, take a test drive, meet their sales staff. They're very friendly and courteous. Be glad to help you with whatever your automotive needs are. And like I said earlier, I'm sure they have a big truck for you guys that are looking for the trucks. I'm sure they have many trucks out there. We're looking for the big truck of the play, big truck play of the game as far as a defensive stop. Right now, it's going to have to go with the interception, but I'm looking for the nasty hit. We're looking for the big hit tonight. Waiting to see that happen. But Bunn's going to break away. He's got a little open field, little arm tackling. He will be brought down inside the 5-yard line by Jason Bland. But that's going to be Bunn's biggest offensive play of the game as the carry by number 22, Jalen Perry from Bunn. He brings it down to about the 2-yard line. So that's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Wildcats. Inside the red zone here for the first time tonight. Got to see if the goal line defense for the Firebirds can hold up. So Bunn's going to take it off the right side, still waiting for the signal. Looks like they're going to be shy of the goal line, bring up 2nd down at goal with about 1 to go. And Jalen Perry is their most successful in the first 2 games. He did rush for 177 of their yards, so he's pretty much accounted in the first 2 games for pretty much half of their rushing offense. So Southern looking for an answer to stop that run from Jalen. And he'll get it again. This time after a missed arm tackle, he will step into the end zone pretty much untouched for Bunn's first score of the night. That'll put the first 6 points on the scoreboard for Bunn. And they are in to attempt the PAT.
Even though that drive didn't score, the great defensive plays by Jason Bland on that drive had the 2 big tackles when they had gone around, sniffed that out for the loss, and then the last play where he had ended up catching up to Pierce.
Yeah. Kick is up. It's awfully low, but it's good. That's all that counts. It doesn't matter how pretty it is as long as it goes through those uprights. So that will bring your score with 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first half. Southern Nash 14, Bunn 7. While we're getting ready for this kickoff, I'll mention some of our other sponsors through the year. Obviously, I know I'm getting picked on by a lot of the guys from the team. Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue was our first sponsor, and I think I let the secret out that I'm kind of a fan of the Hush Puppies at Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue. And in addition, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue has been kind enough to give out gift cards, and they're going to be recognizing the male and female athlete of the week for the entire school year, all sports, all year long, recognized by Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue. So we appreciate their support for these young athletes at Southern Nash. Bottoms Insurance in Rocky Mount was our sponsor for the Nash Central game. We appreciate them. I hope some of you guys took the time to go online, check their what their quotes are. As the onside kick is covered up, Southern will take over just inside their own, in their own territory. It's like the Southern 48 as Brandon Strickland falls on that onside kick. So as I was saying, Bottoms Insurance sponsored our Nash Central game, and once again this week it's Oldham Motors in Pilot. That's our sponsor. Next week we'll be sponsored by Wilson Molding Machine. Big play around the end for Quentin Cooley. He's still got room. Flag comes out behind him. He's going to step on the out-of-bounds line. Looks like he's going to make it down to about the 20. But the penalty is going to be against the Firebirds, so that's going to bring that nice run all the way back. Penalties so far this year have kind of snuck in at the wrong time for the Firebirds. So there's been some big plays that have been called back. I know last week there was several penalties that kind of negated big plays and some momentum for the Firebirds, and this is going to happen again tonight. So what was the call on that play, Nick? I saw the flag come out. Were they calling a hold there?
I think it was a hold.
So they're going to bring up, they'll replay first down, but it'll be 1st and 20. Going to back the ball up to the 41-yard line.
Another flag coming in.
Yeah, it looks like Southern got a little jumpy there on offense, so they're going to help Bunn out a little bit more and get a little closer in the wrong direction.
That'll make it first to about 22.
I was saying the penalties last week coming in at odd times. Southern ended up having 10 penalties last week.
Zach Jones on the carry. He's going to take it up near the 41-yard line, bring up 2nd down and long.
So a short gain on the play, bring up 2nd down and long. So Southern steps back up, 2nd, still a long 16 to go. And another flag on the play. Another false start against the Firebirds. You know, I tell you,
penalties already on this drive.
Yeah, on
here.
this one drive. I tell you, if the fellas are in need of a motivational speech from Coach Foster, I think they have definitely found a way to provoke a quite, let's call a spirited motivational speech that they're probably going to get here in about another 2.5 minutes when they go to the half. So a quick pitch to Jackson Vick. He's still on his feet. He's cutting up the middle. He's keeping his feet. Almost back to the original line of scrimmage.
Fortunately, no flag on that one to bring it all the way back.
Yeah. So with 3rd and 11, as we just run under the 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half, bring up 3rd down and 11 to go. And it was about this time last week that the score explosion started. Let's see if the short turnaround can result in some of this stuff. As Quentin Cooley stays on his feet, he's chopping as he manages to pick up enough yardage for the Firebird first down on the second, third, and fourth effort. That kid has got some of the strongest legs I have ever seen in my life. It's like they're pistons firing, boom, boom, boom. And when he starts chopping, if you let him chop those legs,
you ain't bringing them down.
you better get out of the way or hold on for dear life, because he'll take you with him.
24 on Bunn had it wrapped around his waist, and Cooley just carried him for at least 5 yards on that one.
So even after all the miscues and the penalties, and we're going with the deep pass to nowhere, as there were no intended receivers in the area. That'll bring up second and 10. But like I was saying, you know, after all the miscues and the lost yardage and the first and 20, you know, a little credit there for kind of overcoming their own issues, getting the first down. So once again, we'll see if the Firebirds can produce another quick score, as we're just under 1.5 minute mark for the first left in the first half. Quentin's still on his feet. He's still chopping. Man, those strong legs. That's almost just wrong. That's almost unfair how strong those legs are when he gets chopping in the middle. I'm sure Wake Forest, if they're watching the live stream or when they're seeing the tapes, they got to just be getting excited, licking their chops, knowing that that young man is going to be carrying the ball for the Demon Deacons for the next 4 years. So once he graduates this spring, they got to be very excited about that. He's really strong. So almost a miscue there. Jackson Vick will take it up the middle. He's tripped up.
Jackson Vick on the carry. He's going to be stopped shy of the first down.
He'll be stopped shy of the first down. It's pretty close. It's fourth down, maybe 1 yard to go. Southern Nash will burn their second timeout of the half. They'll have 1 remaining, as we're at the 47.2 second mark remaining in the first half. Southern Nash has 4th and 1 from their own 32-yard line. And obviously, Coach Foster would like to go into the locker room with a score and 21 points on the board. And judging by watching some of his body language down there at the sidelines with his, we'll call it dissatisfaction with some of the mistakes that are being made, I'm pretty sure the boys want to at least get a score on there and maybe soften the blow a little bit.
From that motivational speech coming.
Yeah, from now on, we'll just refer to it as the motivational speech. That's where when it comes to Brian Foster, it's the motivational speech. It'll go down in infamy. You'll never know what the words are, how it's presented, but we'll just call it the motivational halftime speech.
You just know the point has been laid across.
Foster under center. He's going to hand off to Quentin, who is going to be met by 5 of the Bunn Wildcats. He's going to stop. He doesn't go down, but they'll stop him as they stop his momentum. But it will be enough for a first down, which is what they were looking for. That'll stop the clock, move the chains. It'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line of Southern Nash as the clock starts back. As we approach the 30-second mark remaining. And Southern will burn their last time out.
I think they're stopping it because the clock was wrong.
The clock is wrong. It was not supposed to start that early. So that was actually an official timeout. Southern will still have 1 timeout remaining. As Jackson Vick, the handoff to Jackson Vick, he's still on his feet. And he picks up a nice run. Looks like about 7 or 8 yards. It's going to bring up second and probably about 2. As Southern does now spend their final timeout with 35.7 seconds remaining.
Looks to be about 2nd and 1 to go.
So we're getting ready for this. We'll just mention some of our other sponsors. We're proud to say that the Greenville Rose, the J.H. Rose game coming up in a couple of weeks, will be sponsored by Bojangles, the newest of our sponsors. We appreciate Tan Corporation and Bojangles coming in. Once again, it's food, so you know I appreciate that. I'll get all sidetracked during that game too, because there's nothing. I mean, a Cajun filet biscuit, that's pretty awesome. So we're gonna go.
I might like the biscuits as much as you like the hush puppies from Smithfield.
So back to live action here with 35 seconds remaining in the half. Matt Foster from the shotgun. He's going to roll out to his right. Quick pitch down to Michael Parker, the tight end. He's going to step out of bounds. Only about 6 seconds clicked off the clock, but it was enough for a first down. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from about the 17-yard line with 20. We'll call it 30 seconds remaining, 29.9. Pretty heads-up play there to get that clock stopped. Matt Foster will roll out to his left this time, and he's going to throw it back across the field to Quentin Cooley, who stays on his feet, and he will take it in for the touchdown. As Southern does manage to stick it in the end zone with 21.1 seconds left and move the score to 20, as Evan Barnes will come on to attempt the PAT. So I wonder if they're all meeting down there going, we scored. Maybe it won't be so bad when he gets us at halftime.
It's like, I mean, we did put one more score on, so.
I don't think that's going to matter.
And they ain't gonna change the memory of the 3 penalties.
So the snap, the hold is down, kick is up, it's through, and it's good. So with 21 seconds remaining in the first half, Southern Nash takes the lead 21-7 over the Bunn Wildcats. And they will be coming to kick off. So, so far, Bunn, nothing really explosive, no big plays, no big returns. Obviously, with only 21 seconds remaining, it's going to be interesting to see how they approach that. Did they try to pull a big trick play out of the hat, or did they just kind of take the knee? And, I mean, it's a respectable 21-7 score at halftime, considering, what it's looked like for the past couple of weeks. With Southern Nash and their opponents has been a whole lot. I mean, we're threatening running clock usually at halftime. I mean, 21-7 is respectable. I mean, Bunn should be pretty satisfied with that, especially coming in with an 0-2 record.
Wouldn't that be surprised? They just take the knee and just talk it over going into half.
It's going to be the other interesting thing to see here is, I've talked many times about how Brian likes to throw all different kinds of kicks at you. And it looks in this case like he is going to go for the onside kick and shorten the field up for him. So it's actually the squib kick, the burner. It's loose. It's loose. The ball's still loose and it's inbounds.
I think
it's actually, they're going to say that the ball was knocked out of bounds. It was touched by Bunn, so it will not be a penalty. So it was touched by Bunn, so it won't be a penalty for kicking the ball out of bounds. However, it did go out of bounds after it was touched. Last touch by Bunn, not recovered. So Bunn will take over 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line with 19.6 seconds left. So here's again what we're talking about, Nick. Did they take a knee, or did they try to pull out the magic trick and get a quick score? What do you think?
Either way, you can see it doesn't look like they are going for the knee as their receivers lined up.
And he's going to drop back to pass.
And get sacked.
And he gets sacked.
Terrence Raspberry with the sack.
By Raspberry.
Terrence Raspberry. I don't know what happened, but he went down quick. I don't know. I know the quarterback ducked and the helmet kind of hit him in the midsection. Trying to see here what Terrence may be favoring there.
Probably had just got the wind knocked out of him.
I believe my original thought of the helmet getting ducked and hitting the gut might be a little bit north of where the contact was made. Looks, judging by the looks on on Miss Kennedy's face, the trainer, she goes out to check him. I believe that was a little south of the belt where Terrence took that helmet. So he's going to come out of the game. But I'll have to say, so far, I would call that the big truck hit of the day. That big sack. That's probably the biggest hit, and he did take the brunt of it. It was the helmet to his
south of the border.
Yeah. So this pass will be complete, and as they step out of bounds, it's going to bring it to just under second lift. They're not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up second and about 14 to go. They got time for one more play if they do so choose. The Southern Nash Band is already moving into position for the halftime show. So we'll see. I mean, they might as well at this point. I mean, they've gone for it every time. They might as well go ahead and give it one more shot. I mean, what you risk here, being on your end of the field, obviously is the pick six. They're not going to risk that as they get the handoff. They're going to bring the ball back out just beyond the 40-yard line as the clock will expire for the first half as Southern goes to the locker room at halftime, leading the Bunn Wildcats by a score of 21-7. Right now, we're going to cut away to the field, and please, during halftime, stay tuned and enjoy the Firebird Marching Band as they perform their halftime show.
Captain Sam Booth and Kayla Parker, percussion captains. Tonight the band will be performing the 2019 show entitled Diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a report of a car in the parking lot with their lights on. Honda, license plate ZWE 802 and the lights are on. ZWE 8023. Presenting their 2019 show, please welcome drum major Amber Satterwhite and the Southern Nash High School Marching Firebirds. Ladies and gentlemen, New York Southern Nash Marching Firebirds. Let's hear it for them.
So welcome to the halftime sponsors. Obviously, when you're ready, come on by for a test drive. Going out, give them a look. They got a nice selection of trucks. They're sponsoring the game. Test drive play of the day, which will be the biggest offensive play of the day, which right now it looks to be the run by Jackson Vick for the big first touchdown. And we've been named it the big truck hit of the day. We're going to give that to Terrence Raspberry. So far, he did it. It looked like he took some of the brunt of the punishment.
Like he might have got the worst of it
to the Family Goods there, but it was a big play when they needed it. The big defensive stops, which were few and far between in the first half. Defense looked to be a little bit flat. But once again, we'll see how the quote-unquote motivational halftime speech pays off for the Firebirds. Some of our other sponsors for the season, obviously Smithfield's Chicken Barbecue, who are sponsoring the athlete of the week each week, both male and female. Bottoms Insurance and Rocky Mount, Wilson Mold and Machine, Barton College, who is now having their first year of college football. I'm sure that some of these Firebirds will probably end up playing in Wilson, some D3 football. Excuse me, D2 football. Of course, that's and Team Walters Realty. Whether you're looking to buy or sell a house, townhome, condo, land, farm, commercial property, call the experts. The kicks off to start the second half. Southern will take advantage of the kickoff there, and Southern will take over very close to midfield at their own 43-yard line. As we'll see once again how well the motivational halftime speech paid off. As Quentin Cooley sweeps around the end, he's still on his feet. He breaks tackles. He's still up. He's spinning. He's still running. He's still up. He will not be called. Touchdown. First offensive play of the half. As Quentin Cooley, the beast, is unleashed. He takes it to the house.
54 yards.
For the 54-yard touchdown run, Quentin Cooley.
For the second half. What a start.
And the PAT is down. It's up and through, and it is good as Southern Nash draws quick blood in the second half to move the score 28, Southern Nash, Bunn 7.
So as you said before the snap, so far it looks like the motivational speech has worked.
Yeah. The old proverbial boot speech did pay off. So while we're waiting for the kickoff to start here, for those of you who may have not been in touch with any of the rest of the Firebird world for the past few days, Zonovan Bam Knight made his college debut this past weekend as State took on ECU, and with his first day takes it in 13 yards for a touchdown. So how about that representing Firebird Nation? For a touchdown. So how about that representing Firebird Nation. She also played for the Wolfpack with 46 yards rushing on 9 carries. So college off to a fantastic start. Once again, he is a preseason freshman All-American pick for North Carolina State University, which that's a double goodie for me because I got a Firebird playing for my Wolfpack. So Bunn will take over 1st and 10 after the kickoff. Bring up 2nd and 4. Once again, the up the middle run game for Bunn seems to be effective. You know, the defensive line needs to fill those gaps because there's no motivational and non-motivational speeches will pretty much be done. That looks like a miscue. So from the shot there, looks like he's going to be down pretty close to the original line of scrimmage, about a yard shy. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
And also by Jason Lamb so far tonight.
Jason Bland is a player that's really quick. He's very athletic. Our starters here are very quick, very athletic. And multi-sport athletes as well. As Bunn drops like he should be. Batted down. Great defensive play by number 15, Luke. Great defensive play. That little pass play over the middle has been effective so far, but I guess with the motivational speech at halftime, and he showed up. Don't throw it my way, buddy.
Looks like Bunn's going for the punt with Cooley set to return. We all know the power Cooley has, especially on the punt and kickoff return. Punt is up. Rolled out of bounds.
Near the Firebird 37-yard line, where they will take over 1st and 10.
So after the punt, I got baseball in the brain, I think. After the punt, which rolls out of bounds, the Firebirds will take over 1st and 10 on their own 37-yard line. So I see the flags come out late. The play is blown dead. Looks like it's going to be so that's the Wildcats, which is going to bring up 1st and 5 for the Firebirds. So from the shotgun, Matt Foster will take some He's going to take it deep into the line on a huge drive. For a first down, he's the Southern Nash Firebirds. So as I mentioned earlier, athlete of the week for week ending we select for the first week. And we're going to be a little behind on this because of making sure we get all the stats in from all of the teams. So for week ending the 24th of August, the athlete of the week, the male athlete of the week, and we're holding out to announce that, will be senior cross-country runner Hunter Izzett. He won the first place in the cross-country meet at Wesleyan, North Carolina Wesleyan, on the 24th. And he was recognized by Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue as the male athlete of the week. As far as the female athlete of the week, Lindsey Turner from varsity volleyball for the Ladybirds. She took the female athlete of the week honor, and she, according to the article, has been killing it all week. Turner led the team by dominating the nets with 11 kills against Bedingfield Bruins, 8 against Fike, 4 against Franklinton, 9 against Bunn, and 12 kills against North Johnston.
Congratulations to both of them, too. It's Cooley.
So Quentin Cooley, as they attempt the arm tackle, which is absolutely worthless. It's Mr. Cooley. The Beast cuts it back up the middle, takes it in for yet another Firebird score. Firebird score and be fast and frequent, which moves. Firebird Barnes. Attempt where he has been perfect for the night. So the snap is down, up, kick is through, and it is good. As Evan Barnes and the Southern Nash Firebirds move their lead to 35 Firebirds, the Bunn Wildcats 7, with 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
So far, starting off the second half, Southern had got the ball, went down and scored. On defense, had the 3 and out. Again, now get the ball back and scored again.
And I'm not going to give all credit just to the motivational speech, I'm sure. Physical, pounding team, and it's really hard for some of these schools, especially a smaller school like Bunn, to come in and maintain for an entire football game against all of the threats and the size and the athletic ability and the talent of a Southern Nash Firebird team. They're just going to pound you down, and if you're fortunate enough to hang with them early, you better do whatever you can to stay along. So Evan Barnes shows off his foot as he kicks it out of the back of the end zone on the kickoff, and Bunn will take over now, 1st and 10. Second offensive possession. Second half.
One first down play with a run and got eaten up immediately. Could be for no game.
So it looks like that. The one defensive change is Mr. Cooley is now playing defense. He was in on that tackle, 1 yard loss on the play. He's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Timeout with 2nd and 11. That'll be their first timeout in the second half. They'll have 2 remaining. They want to talk about it. Obviously, the onset and the attack of the Firebirds is pretty over. With just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Like a pitch to the left side.
Carry on the carry for Bunn. Nice play by number 30, Xavier Burgess.
So Xavier Burgess on the stop. Going to be another loss on the play. Is going to bring up 3rd and 13. As it looks to be that the defense has decided to show up in the second half. So Bunn's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to be sacked on the play. Trying to see who is in on that sack.
For the Firebirds.
The Bunn quarterback is down.
I think it was a number of Firebirds who had just busted through that O-line and got their hands.
Down at 7. And that will put Southern Nash in the red zone. Oh, as the pitch is mishandled by Jackson Bigwood. He picks us up, keeps his feet, does manage to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back up before he's dropped for no gain. Bring up 3rd down 7.
So no gain, no loss in the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. He does check back into the game. His calves look like some of the guy's thighs. I mean, that's like rocks.
So you're saying he probably doesn't skip leg day.
And that's who gets the call. And he will easily march into the end zone for yet another Firebird touchdown as the beast, running on his 2 tree trunks that he's got growing underneath him. I mean, he's so strong as he scores again to move the score to 41 for the Firebirds as Evan Barnes is on for yet another PAT.
Rushing in for 19 yards for his 5th touchdown on the night.
So Bunn, it looks like it's going to be offsides against the Wildcats as they jump. They're going to re-kick that. Distance. So Southern will decline the penalty. And just leave the ball where it is for the PAT spot. Snap is back and down. Kick is up and it's good. But he does seem to manage to get himself back together. I hope there's no injury there as one of the defenders did fall into him. The kick was good, so that's enough to bring the Firebird score to 42 as they lead the Bunn Wildcats 42-7 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. So Nick, there again, as we just see the offensive barrage attack of the Firebirds. They're just so tough to handle.
So many other options just to when just to combat against. And so far as putting this one down on Bunn. Such a hard running back to bring down.
So another deep kick by Evan Barnes. Obviously, there was no injury on that play as he kicks it once again into and out of the back of the end zone. That's a talented young man from kicking to consider the kicking to 80 years ago. Football. With his leg and his abilities, it is just funny how the kick is. It's really giving the Firebirds some opportunities. He's talking about his leg. Once again, you get the bumps and the bruises with football. Evan has got to attract some attention as a kicker. He's really done a good job for the Firebirds over the past couple seasons. So Bunn takes over first and 20. They're going to try the run again. For the Wildcats. They're ahead of the line of scrimmage. They might have picked up a yard or two on that play, but the run up the middle has now been sealed off by the Firebirds. But what was effective in the first half has now kind of gone dead dunk for the Wildcats.
Pretty much non-existent.
So another handoff and back up the middle. He does manage to break free this time and get a few yards, not enough.
Out near the 30, bring up third down and short.
So they manage a first down out of that drive. As Bunn moves up first and 10 from their own 35-yard line. That's good to see. Oh, they do have their backup quarterback is in. So apparently there was an injury to Collier that they wanted to not take any chances. They're probably over there checking him out on the sideline. Gain of 5 on the play. Going to bring up second and 6. So we'll call that a gain of 4. Like Bunn may have drawn the Firebirds offsides. So that is defensive jump on the part of the Firebirds. It's going to move the ball 5 yards, make it 2nd and 1 for the Wildcats. So we'll have another flag on the play. Encroachment on the Firebirds. They move the ball another 5 yards. That will bring the Wildcats a first down. So contribute 10 yards on the last possession to the Firebirds for the Wildcats. Got to be frustrating for Coach Foster to see those penalties. And the ball is loose. It's fumbled. But Bunn does pick it back up and will manage to scoop and run as they turn what looked like it could have been just an absolute disaster for So that's pretty much literally when the ball bounces your way.
Definitely a nice break for Bunn from the game is in total isn't going your way.
I believe that one's going to be on the offensive Bunn. There was still a little over anticipation there, getting a little jumpy, and it is. It'll move the Wildcats back 5 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. A little bit slide. Play starting to get on both sides. There are some of the substitutes. The second string is starting to come in. Ball's handed on once again up the middle. Nice blast for the Wildcats. It's going to be out close to a first down. It's going to be close, but it is just shy. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. Bunn continues to run their play from their offense from the shotgun. Once again, they jump off sides. Probably, you know, with the second string quarterback in, the starting line is probably used to a cadence of their starting quarterback. So probably a little miscommunication there. That will move the Wildcats back 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6. As the clock does wind down towards the end of the 3rd quarter, we approach 30 seconds to go from the spot of the ball. It's going to get off at least one more play before the end of the quarter. As for their second time out of the half with 17 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. So once again, tonight's game is brought to you by Oldham Motors out of Pilot, North Carolina, who invites you to come on out for test drive anytime you'd like. Great little town there, little crossroads Pilot between Zebulon and Spring Hope. The vehicles there, night model vehicles, and of course, they're sponsoring our awards as well for the night. If you need a truck, they got plenty of trucks out there, and that's why we're doing the big truck hit of the night award. And I'd say still so far, I'm going to have to give that to Terrence on that hit that he took. Simply, maybe some sympathy points there for what he kind of absorbed on his side of it. Then you've got the test drive, the Oldham Motors test drive drive of the game, which would actually is the play of the game. We've got a lot of plays to pick from there. I'm not really sure which one's sticking out of my mind more so than the first touchdown by Jackson Vick on the big run. Now, obviously, Quentin has had a lot of runs tonight, but Jackson's touchdown a big explosive run. It kind of ignited some things for the Firebirds.
Jump started everything for the Firebirds. It was a
27-yard run. 57-yard. So it was the longest run of the night. I know Quentin's had a 54-yarder, but yeah, Jackson's a 57-yard run of the night. So even on yardage, we can say the sophomore is squeaking him out by 3 yards. Same time, I know who their teammates all these guys are, and they support each other 100%. They're brothers. I mean, more so than their teammates. These guys are all brothers, and that family attitude is instilled from Coach Foster. So that'll bring up the end of the 3rd quarter. Southern Nash leading the Wildcats by a score of 42. Very far to go to change sides. Bunn did convert for a first down. In the quarter. They'll have 1st and 10. They are in Southern Nash territory. They'll be on the Southern Nash 41-yard line. And I know just for they'd like to put those for their own team. Yeah, at least get it full. Get some positive energy flowing there for the Wildcats. So the handoff up the middle will go nowhere as met by that front offensive line, led by Jordan Sam. Came in to put the big guys. If they could convert here on a 4th down, that would be great momentum builder. And they're going to get the Firebirds to jump. And so they made 5 yards and they jump off sides. 10 change for Wildcats from the Southern 8-yard line. So another handoff at the middle. Gain, looks like a gain maybe about 3 on the play. We're going to call it 2, bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. And we're back again to kind of what we saw in the first half with kind of that slow chipping away, a little ground and pound, kind of moving the ball in the middle. We are seeing a lot of the second string players for Southern Nash.
With a lead like this, just kind of go ahead and rest him. So, have a short week.
Oh, nice tuck by the backup quarterback there. As he is able to get a few positive yards out of that as he's brought down. Third down and 4.
Thorne also in on that last tackle.
I don't know if you noticed on the sidelines, I think Isaiah Walker-Warren was having a little fun with Noah Johnson as he hustled off the sidelines. You got to love to see that when the big guys get their hustle and you see them doing all they can. Oh, and Isaiah's having a little fun now, doing a little dancing for the Firebirds. Yeah. I want to make sure Brian doesn't see that. Are we getting a camera on Isaiah out there dancing? He is too much. DC's in the house. Yeah, Brian's coming up behind him. I think if he sees that, it might be.
Big lead. You can have fun on the sideline.
So on the handoff and a run kind of off the, started out off the left side. He had to turn it back up the middle. It looks like he may have gotten enough to get close. It's going to be really close to the first down. They're going to call him short. Bring up once again, the Wildcats will go for it as they are now in the red zone. 4th and 1. I'm sure that the calls are coming from the sideline to hold your position and not to jump off sides. We have helped Bunn out. Southern Nash has helped Bunn out the offsides penalty. And they managed to hold it this time, but Bunn breaks through the line as number 3 carries it out to about the 12-yard line.
Near the 10-yard line.
They're going to mark him down at the 11. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 11.
Isaiah Bland was the one on that tackle.
I know Isaiah Walker-Warren is having some fun over there dancing, but I can tell you if Bunn scores, he might be dancing back into the game. Which I'm sure that does not bother him.
All these young men on this team want to go back and do action.
Once again, another offsides penalty. Yeah, not going to be able to keep jumping offsides. It doesn't matter if you're a starter. If you're a second string, it does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
If you're up,
Mistakes are mistakes.
It's just a huge. To get it to the end zone, not going to get close to a possible first down. It looks like 2nd down and about a yard. We'll convert here before they can goal line. But obviously, they love to stick it in the end zone, put 6 points on the board. From the sideline, and he is going to be stopped. It's a pretty tough defense. If their goal line defense can stand up to what has been a fairly successful run up the middle. You know, they've had their moments where that has been effective during the game.
Bunn does have a receiver right now that is not covered, but they're going for a run anyway.
Wow. You're right. They had a receiver wide open. Nobody picked him up. Up the middle was actually 3-4. It's going to bring up 4th. Looks like maybe. No, they're actually. Yeah, they're going to go for it here. I mean, that's pretty much what you got to do.
You got nothing to lose anymore.
So they send the same receiver out wide to the left. However, he is covered this time. The run up the middle is going to be enough to put it into the end zone for the Wildcats as they do manage to pull off. So just under 4 minutes to go in the game. Bring us Bunn for the Wildcats as they come on to attempt the P8. The snap, kicks down, and it is going to hit the uprights and skip up through the uprights on the chip shot from the kicker from Bunn, as they are able to bring their score to a total of 14. So with just under 5 minutes to go in the game, Southern Nash Wildcats to 14.
Kind of a lucky
Upright to the bank shot. And make the 9 off the 12 ball in the corner. As now Quentin Cooley joins in the Isaiah Walker-Warren dance.
both of them back to one of them to return. see if either one gets the chance to.
I would expect here Bunn probably will just, they may attempt an onside kick or some type of squib kick, try to recover.
Not let Cooley or Walker Warren touch it.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. The ball's loose. It's still out. Quentin picks it up. It's still loose. Quentin Cooley will end up with the football, and he will down it as Southern Nash will take over 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. So once again, tonight's live stream is brought to you by Oldham Motors in Pilot, North Carolina. We appreciate their sponsorship and giving these players the opportunity to be seen by family and friends who could not make it to the game. I'm sure you've heard me talk in the past about some of the viewers that we have. California. We know there's family and friends that are watching these games, so this is just an absolute great opportunity for family and friends that can't be here. But for colleges that may be interested in watching some of these players that can't be here on certain nights, you know, with all the high schools around the country, a lot of schools don't have the opportunity for the live stream. So we thank Oldham Motors for sponsoring tonight's game and allowing us to showcase the Firebirds. Some of our other sponsors through the year, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, who was our first sponsor, and as you know, is now sponsoring the male and female athlete of the week for the entire school year. Bottom standard here for you. The machine will be coming up later in the season as a sponsor. Barton College, with their inaugural football season this year, they're sponsoring one of our games. Southern Bank. At Southern Bank, our interest is you. Team Walters Realty is also one of our sponsors, and newly announced sponsor Bojangles. Bojangles will be sponsoring the J.H. Rose game in a couple of weeks, so we're excited to bring Bojangles into the Southern Nash football. And as always, you know, we want to invite you to join in and subscribe to the Southern Nash News. You can log in on our YouTube channel anytime. We don't just live stream. We don't just live stream the football games. There are other live streams during the week, which includes some of the town hall meetings from both STANHOPE, Middlesex, and Bailey. There's town commissioners meetings. We'll be live streaming from the Pumpkin Festival. So I'm sure some of you have been enjoying these shares from former WRAL weather forecaster Greg Fischel, who we've been able to follow through the Southern Nash News. It's nice to see Greg back forecasting the weather. Circumstances with this forecast of Dorian, I'd rather have him coming back talking about sunny skies. So once again, Dorian, Hurricane Dorian, is the reason that we are playing tonight on Wednesday night. We appreciate you joining us tonight. And we do hope that you and your family stay safe throughout the next couple of days, as well as every day. We'll pray for each other. We will, as always, Firebird family, that we're taking care of each other. And there, if you like that, it's for the Southern Nash News. Last year we were able to help from Jacksonville, who we do play later this year. After they were devastated from the hurricane, and that pretty much took out their school. So please, if you would donate to help that relief fund. Matt Foster with a sweep on the end. He's going to get some running room. He's still on his feet. He's going to get thrown down. It's going to be a penalty. Looks like a face mask.
Yeah, I was about to say kind of like he was thrown down by the face mask.
Yeah, he that was kind of a sling and throw with the and they called holding again. So we'd like to remind everybody that Nash Rocky Mount schools are closed tomorrow and Friday. So again, stay home, stay everything for EMS and safety, police, fire and rescue crews that may be necessary, as well as the linemen. Don't forget your linemen. They may have one of the most dangerous jobs there is when they come into these storm damaged territory or areas to replace power lines. Again, from Southern Nash, there's a lot of linemen, former football players that have moved on to be linemen. So we appreciate all the efforts of the linemen and the fire and rescue, EMS, wildlife preservation. You know, you got a lot of guys that'll be out there helping people over the upcoming weeks with the oncoming hurricane. So we're going to give that to Terrence Raspberry tonight and recognize him for the big truck he owned that Motors test drive today. The biggest play of the night. We're going to give that one to Jackson Vick on that big first down run. The impact that it had and the spark that it gave the offense. It was the longest run so far of the game. So Jackson Vick gets the Oldham Motors test drive run of the game. So congratulations, Jackson, on that award.
So that long touchdown just basically jump-started the whole onslaught that the Firebirds have unleashed tonight.
Right, and recognize these guys as to not make any downplay what anybody else done. Dalen Whitley has played excellent on defense tonight. Of course, with 5 touchdowns. And the offensive numbers that he's put up on the night. Matt Foster has executed very well tonight. Once again, we're just trying to share the love, which I'm sure these players will tell you that's their intent, to share their love and get everybody recognized when they make the plays. We want to make sure that we give them the opportunity for that recognition. So as the clock does run and start to wind down, it's like they're going to just let it run out. As we reach 15, 14, 13, the clock is going to run out. And the game is going to end as Southern Nash, with their third victory of the season, defeats the Wildcats of Bunn by a final score of 42-14 as the Southern Nash Firebirds improve to 3-0 and Bunn Wildcats fall to 0-3 on the season. We hope you have enjoyed tonight's telecast or live stream, and please join us next week, hopefully on Friday night next week, for our back to our official Friday Night Lights show. And with the Firebirds, we'll be able to enjoy hopefully a long rest. And once again, please stay safe over the next couple of days with the approaching weather with Hurricane Dorian. Please, if you feel so moved, please donate to help the relief fund. We'd also like to remind you of the Middlesex Fireman Day, which is a week from Saturday. If if you please support the Middlesex Fire Department in the barbecue plates as well as the raffle tickets that they're selling. We appreciate Kevin Watson joining us earlier. And that's pretty much it for tonight, folks. Hope you enjoyed the game. Look forward to being with you next Friday night. Good night.
Have a good one.
Easy, dog. Oh, shut over. Evacuate the building.